What's up, y'all? It's Jordan. So I just signed up for my first ever Strongman competition. I'm really excited for it. It's going to be my first ever strength competition in general that I've gotten to participate in. I signed up for a grip sport contest last year. I was really excited about it, but I got the days mixed up. And it was on Saturday, but I thought it was on Sunday. So I was like making breakfast when I realized, I was like, oh fuck, I'm supposed to be 2.5 hours away right now. That sucks. I'm gonna miss the whole thing. Oh well. You live and you learn. Now I got the date correct. I got the date and the time marked down. It's correct. I know where I'm going. It's 30 minutes from my house, so it's really fucking difficult for me to fuck that up. Yeah, I've already done my first training session prepping for the contest. So other than that, yeah, just start talking about competing and stuff. So competing is not really something that I aim to do or have any particular goals with. Like if I was on a desert island, a deserted island, I would still be training no matter what. I'd be lifting rocks, I'd be running, jumping, climbing, doing pull-ups and handstands and flips and stuff. It's because I love physical training, I love physical development in all of its aspects. So, you know, I'm not training because I want to do this competition, but this competition is just really fun. Like, I just really like the idea of getting to compete against other people that also like doing the same thing as me, because I always train by myself. I don't have a training partner or crew or whatever, or people that I regularly see that do the same thing as me. So this will be a cool opportunity to get to go and be a part of that community for a day. So that'll be cool. I was able to compete in 2 different divisions, or 2 weight classes. There was the novice class under 105 kilos. So if I was to go and do that, I would be competing potentially with dudes that weigh up to 230 pounds, whereas I am but a lowly 175er. And the open weight class for men under 80 kilos, which is exactly where I'm at pretty much all the time. That's kind of the weight class that I want to stay in and compete in all the time. Maybe one day in the future going up to 90 kilos would be cool, but first you got to fill out the weight class that you're in before you try to go and be fucking super heavyweight guy over here, you know? At least that's how it works in my mind. So the difference between the 2 classes is 2 events. They're all doing the same events. Most of the events are the same weight. In 2 of the events, there's different weights. In the novice class, the axle clean and press is 160 pounds. In the open class, it's 175. I'm very confident I can do 175 over my head. There's no strict press rules. You can split jerk, you can push jerk, whatever you need to do to get the weight over your head, you can do it. So I've pushed 200 pounds over my head recently, and you know, I feel like I could have done more if I had more of a specific training on that goal. So I'm very confident doing that. It doesn't scare me at all. The other event that's different is the farmer's hold. Not a farmer's walk, farmer's hold. You pick up 2 farmer's handles, hold it for time. In the novice class, it is 210 pounds per hand, which is a lot. I've never held a weight in my hands that fucking heavy before. So it was pretty intimidating just seeing that number. I'm confident I could pick it up. I just don't think I could hold it for a super long time at all. In the open class, under 80 kilos, it's just body weight. It's 175 in each hand, which is significantly less, making me much more competitive at that event. So I asked the meet director what his opinion was, and he was like, you can do either. It's your first contest, so, you know, going novice is never a bad idea for your first contest, but no one's going to stop you from doing open. But if you do open, you don't go back to novice. You don't do open in one contest and then novice in the next contest. You gotta, once you go open, you stay open. So I was like, well, you know, I just want to fucking get ahead, you know, hit the ground running in my first competition. So fuck it, we're going open. I feel more comfortable with the weights in the open under 80 kilos. And it'll also be really cool knowing that I'm going to compete with other guys my size and really see what someone of my size and frame is capable of. So I'm really excited about it. Now going through all the events, I'm going to have 3 different training days. There's going to be the max 13-inch axle deadlift, so working up to heaviest weight you can pull on a strapped-in axle deadlift, 13 inches off the ground, 1 rep. So I'm going to be working on that. I've never done elevated deadlifts like that, so really excited to see. And farmer's hold. Those are going to be, I'm training both of those on the same day. I'm going to be doing farmer's walks for the first several weeks, and maybe like 2 weeks before the competition I'm going to switch to holding, just because I feel like I will be bored out of my mind just holding a fucking farmer's handle, and I've never actually trained farmer's walks, so I'd really like to get the developmental effects of being a new person training farmer's walks. So that's going to be cool. Really excited to train those. The next day, I just finished my squat block today. So next week, I'm going to be starting my sandbag sessions. So there's 2 movements I'm going to be training. The first one is sandbag to shoulder. This is the only event in the entire competition that I'm really scared of zeroing on, because it's a 225-pound sandbag for reps. I have done my 192-pound bag for multiple reps. I have a 238, but I've only ever walked with it. I've never even tried to get it to my shoulder. I hope that I've built a good amount of strength in recent times that I actually have a real chance of getting that bag up to my shoulder. We'll see, but I'm going to be working really hard on that. I was actually going to do 3 more weeks of squatting before switching to my sandbag session. But just thinking about zeroing this event is really kind of scaring me, and it's making me want to go and do sandbag training. So I'm going to take advantage of the motivation and just fucking go hard on sandbags next week. And not go hard, but really hit the ground running with my sandbag training. So there's sandbag to shoulder for reps. I'd like to just get 1 rep on there just to not zero it. That would be make me really happy. And then there's the sandbag load and carry, or carry and load. It's a 175-pound bag and a 200-pound bag. Very confident that I can definitely take both of those and run with them. I'm going to be really trying to dial in my technique on this event, because I've picked it up and carried it, but never with the intention of doing it as quickly as possible. I've picked it up and ran with it as quick as I could, but not with any like really high hold, so I can get it over an object or load it onto something. So I think that's really going to be the main difference in the way that I'm going to be training this. I'm also going to try to figure out how to pick the bag up the quickest way possible, so that I can save as much time as possible on that. So that's going to be its own day. And of course, on the deadlift day and the sandbag days, I'm going to be doing lots of front squats and belt squats, because I need to keep my legs strong. I feel like I've gotten really good progress on my squat lately, and I want to keep my legs as strong as possible, as big as possible, maybe even get them bigger if I can. So when I come back to squatting, my strength is still there. You know, not like the same as if I just left, but it'll only take a couple weeks to really kind of reacclimate to squatting heavy. So in the last event, which is actually the first event in the lineup, but the last one that I'm going to talk about, because I got 2 more weeks of my overhead press block, and then I'm going to start on this, but it is the axle clean and press. 2-inch axle clean and press for reps. So once you clean it up to the front rack position, you cannot put it down. You need to press as many times as you can. So it's just 1 clean, and then as many reps of getting it over your head as possible. So my first thought was like, how am I going to get this up to my shoulders? Obviously, doing the continental clean and press would be the most efficient, but it's an entirely new movement to me, and it is a bit slower than just straight fucking cleaning it with a double overhand grip. I've done a lot of cleans before. I've power cleaned 200 pounds, and I have double overhand deadlifted an axle with close to 300 pounds. I think 290 is my best. So I know I can hold on to this weight, and I know I can power clean this weight, but I've never power cleaned a 2-inch axle with this much weight on it before. Lucky I only need to do it one time. I tried it a few weeks ago, and it was not the easiest, but I was able to do it the first time I tried. So I'm very confident that if I just continue to train it a little bit and work on it, I'll just get even stronger at it, more confident in my clean, and I'll be able to just do it the day of the contest. Just double overhand clean it. That's the quickest way. So I'm excited for that. That's cool. The next thing is, how am I going to get it over my head as many times as possible? Obviously, I'm not going to strict press it because my best 1 rep max strict press is 160 pounds. Hopefully it's stronger by now. We're going to see in a couple weeks what my best 5 rep max is, which all-time best is 150. I'm going to shoot for 155, I hope, this time. Hopefully I get that 5-pound PR, which means my 1 rep max will definitely be more than 160. But we'll see what it is. So obviously it becomes, am I going to do a push jerk or a push or a split jerk? Split jerk obviously would be a lot easier than a push jerk because you're using so much leg, and then you're getting hella fucking low under the bar, but then you need to bring your feet together. So I feel like while that technique is definitely easier to get a heavier weight, so it's more efficient strength-wise, it's going to eat up a little bit more time. Whereas just doing a push jerk, just pushing and then dropping underneath it while keeping my legs in the same spot, I feel like that's going to be way more time efficient, but it is probably going to be, as the reps go on, it's going to wear on my shoulders and upper body in general much more than doing a split jerk would. So I think my default method is going to be just doing split jerks, and it's a 60-second time limit. So if I can fill out the entire 60 seconds doing split jerks, I'm going to try to do push jerks in a session afterward to see if I can fill out the 60 seconds just doing split push jerks. Because I don't know if I have the strength and endurance to last 60 seconds doing split jerks or push jerks. So that's going to kind of be the factor. Like, if I can last the entire minute just doing that, then I'm going to do whatever method is going to save me fractions of a second. So I'm hoping that I'm strong enough to do push jerks, because I feel like I'll be able to get my best performance like that. If I'm able to if I have to stick with split jerks, that's cool too. Another aspect of the pressing that I have had to think about is what they call cycling reps. I didn't know what this meant when I first read it. It said cycling reps is allowed in this event. I didn't know what the fuck that meant. So I asked, and they told me that you can catch the weight and rebound it into your next rep. So you can use as much momentum as you want to get the weight up. So I feel like that's going to be a huge advantage for me in this event. Is just all these things put together is the fact that I know how to do a decent clean and jerk. My grip is strong enough to just do a double overhand clean. I'm pretty fucking good at learning technique, if I do say so myself, not to toot my own horn, but I feel like that's something that I can exploit over other lifters. I feel like because of my acrobatic background and how long I've been lifting weights, I just feel like I'm really good at learning technique, so I feel like I can dial this in very, very well. It's just catching these reps and exploiting that bounce, that momentum, the stretch reflex to get easier subsequent reps. So I feel like this event, even though I might not be the strongest, probably not even close to the strongest upper body, I feel like I will be able to shine in this event in particular, because I'm going to be able to use my legs and my technique to the fullest on this. And I'm really excited to see how it goes in training. Yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all. That's the entire competition. 9 weeks out at this point. Very excited for it. I'm going to be documenting as much of it as I can. Hopefully I can get every single training session on film. And just stay tuned for more. Peace, y'all.